I know I'm supposed to feel sorry for Alex Pretti, but I don't. I don't. Do you know why I wasn't shot by Border Patrol this weekend? Because I kept my ass inside and out of their operations.
On Wednesday, January 7th, an ICE agent shot and killed 37-year-old Renee Good. Bystander videos of the event have become key for those seeking to understand and interpret what happened.
Welcome to the Two Sides of Truth podcast with Greg. I am your host, and around here we do the humble and not the most, because nowadays people are just doing way too much, and I mean way too much. Wherever you are in this crazy world we're in, whether it is morning, evening, or night, I pray that you are having or have had a wonderful, blessed day. I'm actually shooting a couple videos today because it just seemed like it, when I start this podcast, I always say people are just doing way too much, but it really seemed like people are just doing way too much. First, you have Renee Good, a woman that was beloved by her neighbors, a woman that was spoken highly of by anybody that knew her. And she goes out. It's not even said that she was involved in any type of protest. The woman was just literally in her car. She was in her car, and because... I'm going to say something. I'm going to say something that might ruffle a few feathers. And let me say this first. I am a God-fearing man. Okay? I am a God-fearing man. What you would call a Christian. I don't go by that term, but I'm what people would call a Christian. I prefer believer. I prefer having a spiritual relationship with God, but so be it. Right? Because these modern day Christians are disgusting to me. They are fake and they're fraudulent to me. And I know some people may say, well, when you say that, you're aiming back at the camp. Well, I'm not a part of that camp. Because the same people who claim Christianity are the same people who are praising Trump and praising ICE when they're shooting people down dead in the streets like vicious dogs. This woman is in a vehicle with her significant other. She's homosexual. Get over it. But because she's homosexual, you don't hear the outcry. You don't hear the public outcry because she don't fit the perfect box that's America, right? She's one of the unwanted in the far right media's eyes, what I call the Nazi Republican Party. And I'm not saying that everybody on the right is wrong, because you have some good-hearted people who are Republicans. I know some. But that far right, that Proud Boy right, Nick Fuentes right, Stephen Miller right, you ain't nothing but a bunch of Nazis. And you Timu Nazis at that. Off-brand bootleg Nazis. This woman is getting in her car, and these mass thugs who call themselves ICE agents, who are grotesquely undertrained, unqualified, and ungodly, claims that she was trying to run me down with her car. And then the video shows, and in one angle, at best, I can say that she was probably going to clip him. But when does almost tapping someone's leg means automatic death sentence? How about getting her? You had all these men surrounding you. How about getting a license plate number? Show up to her house. Put her in handcuffs, take her to jail. End of story. We're not even discussing this. You know why they unalived that woman? Because they wanted to. Because they wanted to. It makes these cowards feel empowered. And then it's disgusting when you hear the far right media and they make excuses for these mass thugs. Oh, she was trying to run him down. Was she really? I don't know. What am I going to believe, you or my lying eyes? How about that? And then there's Alex Pretti.
Keep pushing people, you know? Oh, shit.
A man in Minneapolis who was actually trying to help a woman who was shoved down by more masked thugs. And the audacity for you cowards to go from city to city and state to state with your face mask because, oh, I'm afraid for my life. I'm afraid that these American citizens will attack my family. Yeah, sure. Well, you know what it really is? It's shame. It's embarrassment. It's you know what? There was another group of people who went from city to city and state to state terrorizing American citizens with masks on. Who was that? Who was the Ku Klux Klan? That's what it was. That's what ICE remind me of. I've been trying to figure out the Ku Klux Klan. ICE is the modern day Ku Klux Klan. Alex Pretti is there to assist this woman who has been pushed to the ground by ICE, aka Ku Klux Klan. And all of a sudden, he's being attacked by 5-6 different Ku Klux Klan / ICE members. And they're claiming, oh, he's going for a weapon. He has a weapon. In that state, it's legal to have a weapon. In that state, you can open carry. Nowhere in the video that I seen did this man ever reach for a weapon. They had video footage of him right before the incident happened, and he wasn't wielding a weapon then neither. But once again, the Nazi Party, Lion Levitt, Stephen Miller, they're on TV saying he's a would-be assassin and he was there to cause bodily harm to ICE agents. And then when the footage drops, where's the apologies? Where's the, you know what, we got this one wrong? I'm calling it like this. I'm actually calling it like this. I don't think this is by happenstance. I don't think this is coincidence. I believe this is by design. I honestly believe in my heart that they unalived Renee Good, they unalived Alex Pretti, and I believe that this Nazi far-right regime is trying to bait a civil war. I truly believe that with my heart. Because if the United States of America is at a state of unrest, oh, we have to postpone the elections. Trump just got to stay in office. Don't forget, he made a post on I believe it was True Social, so-called True Social, I call it, where he said, "Long live the king." I thought this country was a democracy, sir. Long live what king? We don't have kings in America. So long live what king, sir? Long live what king? He's over in, Mr. Donald J. Trump is over in Michigan. And he's being heckled by someone in the crowd, and they call him a PDF protector.
So President Trump seemed to give the middle finger to someone who was heckling him while he was touring a Ford factory in Dearborn, Michigan.
That, according to the New York Times.
Yeah. TMZ released this video of the interaction. As the New York Times described it, President Trump raised his middle finger at a heckler who accused him of being a, quote, pedophile protector.
They call him a PDF protector. And what does he do? He flips them off. Now, listen. I know this is the Two Sides of Truth podcast, so let's look at it from the flip side. On the flip side, you're only a human being. You're only a human. And when somebody continuing to press your buttons, I'm not saying it's true. I'm not saying it's not true. If Donald had any dealings with Jeffstein on that level, you know what I'm talking about too. If he was in on it with Epstein, you know what I mean. But if he wasn't, if he really wasn't in on it, this could be annoying. It could get you to the point where, you know what, you lash out. But you are the president of the United States of America, sir. I understand you're a human being, so it makes you want to lash out. But you're the president of the United States, sir. That's all I'm saying. Let's get back. And as the president of the United States, you have to show a little more resilience. You have to show a little more patience. You have to show a little more humility than the next U.S. citizen, than the next person. Because crap rolls downhill. And if you behave in that manner, then that's why we got ICE agents behaving in this manner. That's why we have cricket police officers behaving in that manner, because they're saying, hey, the president don't give a damn. Why should I? Why should we? He don't care about the next American citizen, so why should I? But like I said, I honestly feel like this is by design. That man wants to stay in the White House so bad. And I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna get off this. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna get off this. And by no means, and I'm gonna put this out there, am I pro-violence at all? I'm praying that a war don't happen. I'm praying that a civil war don't happen. That's the last thing that I want for me, my family, or the United States of America. But if ICE agents continue to come down on the American public and assassinate people in cold blood the way they did Renee Good and the way they did Alex Pretti, you will be met with retaliation, and it's only common sense. Not from me, but you are gonna have people out there that says, you know what? No more. No matter where you look at in history or in any civilization or time period, it has always happened. Even in slavery in the United States. Even in slavery in the United States. Have y'all forgot about Nat Turner? Same thing with the slave masters then. And they beat down on them people, and they was unaliving them, and the slaves just finally got tired, and a revolt came. And if you do your research on Nat Turner and his slavery revolt, it was one of the most brutal things you would ever read in your life. This man had banded with a few other quote unquote slaves. I hate calling them slaves because we were not slaves by any means to no man. Just because you put that term on us don't mean that's what God intended for us to be anyway. And they went about unaliving not only their slave masters, but the women and children as well. Why? Because you can only press a bear for so long before that bear gets up and show you he's a bear. Have America forgot about the Boston Tea Party? America was tired of getting bullied. America was tired of getting punked by the British, and the revolt came, and it was bloody. Right? It was bloody. It's no different from what these Ku Klux Klan / ICE agents are doing now. And they're taking their pecking orders from this Kristi Noem, who should be fired effective immediately, and Trump, who should be impeached effective immediately, and the far-right Nazi party. That's where they're getting their orders from. And you are crazy if you think the American people will just continue to sit back and wave their signs in the air and sing Kumbaya. But then again, I feel like this is what they want anyway. This is what they're hoping for. So anyway, this is time for our official toast. And to this one, I'm going to toast to the impeachment of Donald J. Trump. Let's get this man out of office by any means necessary. I'm also going to toast to Kristi Noem stepping down. I'm also going to toast to the 100% abolishment of the far-right party. Not the Republican Party, but these far-right extremists. That's what we toasted to today on the Two Sides of Truth podcast. Until next time, God bless you. Don't let the devil stress you. And as always, I love y'all. Godspeed. Peace.